a wooden ship. Not the best decision to make, but along with providing me with the fun to dress like a pirate, there's also piratey ways of solving the problem of realizing you made poor business decisions. Where'd my bandana go? Lost my bandana. Here's a horse. A mess. So, okay. So, time for me to take you for a tour of this old, dirty, dingy ship that I got and have fun acting like a bit of an ass, dressed like a pirate. So, this should be fun. So all the fluff of the weird intro, me laying down aside and trying to get artsy with this whole thing, at the end of the day what I've done is purchase a old wooden ship, which the more intellectually keen among you would know is a very stupid thing to do. But I'm planning to have fun with it, and I'm excited, and I'm hoping you guys enjoy the ride. I think people enjoy watching people suffer and deal with difficult things. There should be a lot of that. So right now we're in the sleeping quarters of what used to be a old like sailing barge built in like 1985, I believe. It's an old Chinese junk rig. I'll show you kind of what that means, the sails on top, and some pictures later of the way the ship used to be. For now, this is pain in my existence, man. Okay, anyway, let's do a little thing around here. I'll show you this. This is some of the crew sleeping quarters, and then we'll go out that way and see the rest of the ship, which is equally parts saddeningly bad and wonderfully inspiring and fun. Let's take a look. I'll show you this way. This is where the all the anchor line and stuff goes into. Okay, so I'm forward of the crew sleeping quarters in a hold that has a lot of the stuff from the anchorage equipment and all that. And you can see some battery terminal leads here for the anchor winch and all that up top. Old lights up here I gotta repair. And through here, I believe, well, it's hard to see from where you're at, but up here, I'll show you from up top later, but there's a hole in the top here where the forward mast comes down in, and storage for your chains and stuff. And then through here, you may not be able to see it through the light from the GoPro and everything, but there's a fair amount of light actually coming in through all the gaps in the wood on the outside of the ship. So one of the very first things that needs addressing is a new hull put on this thing. So that should be fun to document. And you can hear a truck being started outside. They're building a couple of ships right next door to me. Okay, well, let's get out of this hot, sweaty hole and go to another hot, sweaty part of this ship. Back that way, there's more interesting stuff and more room to move around. Let's go. So there's other more exciting parts of the ship this way. Okay, so this way you've got the battery storage of what I was told was a very large bank of lithium batteries, though I've got my doubts and I've still got to go through with my multi-tool and everything and figure out what's up with the electrics in this place, and I get the feeling I'm gonna have to redo all of the electrics. The workmanship I've seen at the hotels and stuff I've been at does not inspire confidence. It's like, if I were to give it a grade, I would say one level below the stuff that I used to do in my first vehicles in high school installing stereos. So, quite frankly, it's dangerous. Is this baling wire or like some old MIG welding wire? Hell if I know. At any rate, over here we got the tanks. One of these holds my diesel, and there's one next to it for water, I believe. But up above it is interesting because it's one of the least old dodgy parts of this ship. It's all the controls for the electrics and solar, which I've got to go through and fix all of because I don't think they have the proper like maintenance voltages and discharges going on with the battery and the solar and all that. So who knows what I'll have to replace, but it's at least a good start, I hope. I haven't dug into it that much yet, honestly. I've been trying to leave stuff pretty stock for this video. Okay, moving on. Over in here, we've got a turlet. It actually, the water in here is so dirty you'd think there was a crap in it. I don't think there is though. Honestly, I think a pretty decent bathroom for a ship. You got instant hot water heater up here, as the bathroom upstairs. Your shower over this direction, and place to wash your clothes. So I guess you strip off, put it in here, and take a shower. I mean, I'm not going to argue with convenience. Convenience is good. Free washing powder that feels like clay. Okay. Little window goes out to the deck. You walk alongside here. This would be your starboard side of the ship. And then coming out this way, I'll show you one of the rooms I'm actually kind of excited about for a bit of a silly reason though. This way. Okay, here you got the engine room. I have always wanted something that has an engine room. It's been something that's always seemed cool to me, and now I got one. And on this engine, the downside is, when I was sold this ship, I was told all that needed was a new hull, and the engine was perfectly good. Turns out it needs a lot more than a new hull, and the engine was hot garbage. The inside of the heads on the old engine looked like, I don't know, the Bat Cave before Bruce Wayne moved in. It was like Stalactite Central and Rust Haven. Complete shit show. Any rate, we got this new bad boy put in here. I believe it's like an 18-liter, what is it? Some like subsidiary of Toyota or something. Anyway, it should run good. Been rebuilt, and there's a tranny upstairs we're going to be bringing down. And one thing I do like though is under the engine here, down here, like in your bilge, you got so much room that you could physically crawl up under this engine if you so desired and pull the oil pan off or whatever and do all kinds of levels of maintenance while at sea or wherever you're at. Because honestly, the hardest part of working on engines isn't the difficulty of working on the engine, it's getting to the shit. So an engine room takes away the complication of getting to the shit and puts your shop around the engine. It's like your engine is always on a stand. Part of why I've always wanted an engine room, so I'm excited. Let's hope I don't have to do any work on it soon, because that would defeat the purpose of buying this freshly rebuilt motor. And I'm out. Ow! Splinters. Then coming up back this direction. So, this part of the boat, you can see the floor kind of comes up. So below us, the back of the ship is a fair amount higher, sort of like this shape, I guess. And you got your rudder back here, and we're now standing about above this section where it comes up. And your rudder post is back this way, and the equipment port. And here's another thing. Check this out. You got rope. Guess what else we got? More rope. You know what's over here? More freaking rope and more. How many hostages do we need to tie up? I don't know. But better too much than too little. That's what I always say. Here is your rudder post where you control the angle of, obviously the rudder under the water. And then up here you can see the hydraulic mechanism where you control it hydraulically from the helm. But what's really neat is that above us up here, above these several layers of thick teak, there's a spot where you can put in a manual lever so that you can reef it back and forth no matter how bad conditions get. Redundancy is something I love to see, so I'm happy to have that. What else we got? There's what the hell is, there's a winch over here for something. Let me go find out what that's for, and I'll let you know. I've intentionally not looked at too much of this because I wanted to save it for showing it in like its natural state where I bought it in crap condition for the video. I hope that was working. Let's go. I found another tire, which I suppose is either for aspirations of being a tugboat or probably honestly just to be used another fender. The bastard's too cheap to buy more fenders, that's exactly me. I'm a very cheap bastard, hence why I moved to the developing world. Okay. Here, it tastes bad, y'all. Okay, we got a winch here. And the winch line goes this way. Let's see where that goes. Hey, look. More rope. Who says you can have too many hostages? You can't. Okay, I'm just gonna give you a guess as to where I think this rope goes. I assume this goes to the bit on the back of the boat that allows you to lift your tender or your secondary vessel out of the water, so you can use that to go to shore. Yeah. On the good side, a lot of the ship is in terrible shape. Like, I'll show you the top of it, and you'll be like, "Wow, that's shocking. Why'd he buy that?" But in here, the main structure of the boat seems pretty good. Like the keel is good, the ribs seem pretty good. Teak is known for not really rotting too bad and being very dense and strong. So, if anything, it's got more surface wear than anything in certain spots. So, I mean, the hull is going to need a bit of redoing. You're going to need all these gaps refilled. They're all in pretty bad shape. All this rope's coming out. But all in all, I think the critical components are pretty decent. I'm probably going to regret saying that later. What do they say a boat stands for? Bust out another 1,000? It's been about accurate so far. Hey, look, another tire. More evidence of cheap bastardry. Or wait, is this for like throwing to save people? Or like oh, I bet it's a tire swing for a monkey. How to get a monkey? That's what this tells me. Let me know in the comments if I should get a monkey. I assume you people are all way too sensible to advise me to get a monkey. I wish you would though. Anyway, upstairs. Okay, now we're coming up to what is normally the kitchen, but at this point in time, just a big off hole in the ground. That's when the camera's supposed to. Just a big hole in the ground. Anyway, this. Ow. This is the flooring, which should lay down here, and then you have these hard built-in benches and stuff, and a nice seat, a nice fridge. It's actually quite a roomy, nice kitchen environment. And it's, again, this is all teak. It's all very beautiful, amazing wood. I can't wait to get it all properly refinished and doing well. This room in particular has a couple of the main spots of work that needs doing that I'm confident I can do myself. I'll show you this one. Okay, I've got behind the dodgy old wicker furniture, we've got up in here. What the hell? Who the hell installed this? If that's not one of the dodgiest installs I've ever seen. Look at this. I barely put any weight on this. And that, like, they used actual granite or whatever this stone is, but there's like no support under it in a thin manner. Like, I barely put any stress on that. Whatever. Figure it out later. A close-up of this. Oh, sorry. Up in here though, you can see one of the main areas that needs redoing. I'm gonna have to go through and cut all of this stuff out and then go in and replace it and probably redo a couple of the cross members up here, but that's all pretty easy work. That's just basic carpentry, so I'm not overly concerned about that. Other than that though, it's kind of neat. Got a good backing. This will have wonderful views once we're underway. For now you can just see other slightly shittier ships. It's a nice breeze though, honestly. It's fucking, I needed that breeze. That's quite nice actually. Well, here I believe are some mounting brackets for the engine. Oh god, that smells delicious. They're cooking something outside. Whew. I got maybe some wings at Hooters after we're done recording this. Anyway, be a salad. I don't know. I'm very hungry though. Anyway, these are the engine mounts that go down in the below the floor right there in said big hole. I'm probably gonna need more of these. Kind of scares me having a wooden boat without too many fire extinguishers, especially given that one of the main things you have to do to make these things last is cover them in oil all the damn time. Anyway, check this out. We got a cup. I don't know why there's. That's interesting. But anyway, notice 2017. Notice 2017 up on here. And over this way. I don't know why you need two separate calendars. I guess because one of them's got to have the king on it. But two calendars, both from 2017, and that shows you why this thing is in such... Oh, jeez. There's literally moss growing over there. It looks like a hobbit town. I'll show you. Anyway, hasn't been maintained in a while, hence why I'm probably going to get a lot of content out of filming fixing this thing up. What else did I show you? I'll show you a little hobbit village in the ceiling. Up that way. Check it out. Hope this lasts, given that I know basically nothing about this one. What you gotta do, what you gotta do. Sometimes all you can find is a blouse and a dress with two parts you want for a pirate shirt, and sew it together and hope it doesn't break while you're filming an old wooden